Hey you guys, and welcome to the Lofi Network, Pisces Soul Tribe. I want to get into some general messages for you. And of course, anything you need from me can be found down below in the description box. Okay, so a message that I have for you is remember your gifts. Focus on your blessings rather than dwelling on adversity. Pause and give thanks for your gifts, such as your sensitivity, intuition, health, friendships, or family. Okay. So I feel like there's this huge emphasis on honestly remembering who you are. I feel like our gifts have the potential, as certain passages in the Bible says that our gifts will make room for us. And I feel like not only will our gifts make room for us, but they will allow us the opportunity to give glory and honor where they're due, because our gifts, although they may come through us, they don't belong to us. I feel like it's borrowed. I feel like the insight that we truly do have is a blessing, because it offers us the possibility, honestly, to be the narrators of our lives. People would say that, everything is written in the book of, yeah, I do feel like there are things that are written. I do feel like there is destiny, and I do feel like there's purpose, but I also feel like if you don't want to do those things, then you don't have to. I feel like eventually you will you will succumb to it, because I feel like everything else will begin to trickle away and everything else will fail. But there's emphasis on your gifts possibly being your source of financial freedom. I feel like there's a lot of moments, or honestly, this is a moment for all of us to reassess our lives. Where your attention goes, energy flows, is what I'm saying. And I also feel like you can even couple intuition in there as well, because I feel like there's this, not even discovering something new, getting back to who you were, honestly, before all of the noise, before all of the distractions, before all of the doubts that people placed in your mind. Because I feel like until you came into connection with people, there wasn't much that you doubted, if anything at all. I feel like you possibly were raised in an environment where you were told you can do anything you want. And if you tell somebody they can do anything they want, there is no doubt there. They're not raised in doubt. I feel like you were taught doubt. Okay, but let's see what else is here for you. Divine, can you give me the heart of the matter? Okay, so we have movement, choices, and decisions, the number 2. We have 16, the disruption, which is tower. So disruption being the tower. We have 5 for conflict and defeat, given that 5 of swords type of energy. And then we also have 4 coming in, so foundations and achievements. So for some of you all, 54 could be significant as a chronological synchronicity. I do feel like there is in essence, with these 4 cards coming out, I feel like there's a moment where you're about to get back to yourself, because I feel like some way of being, or even your state of thinking, your thought processes are not conducive to the environment that you used to be in. I feel like a lot of the thoughts, the doubts that you may possibly have had about things concerning what you want to do with your life were brought on you based off of what people thought that you would do. So some people thought that you would fail at doing what you do, because I feel like this is also a projection here as well, because people don't really see the possibility in what you are doing, possibly because it's so niche, or it's something that people are barely able to tap into it, especially if it's like celebrity industry, shall we say. If you're trying to break out into music and be a music artist, or be a formal artist, like a painter or something like that, sculptor. Yeah, I feel like you are about to honestly break free from all things that used to hinder you. And I feel like what's happening now is you're going to have a solid foundation rooted on simply what you believe in. And I feel like from that point, you will be able to have success with that, because there's no doubt there, and there's no one questioning what you're going to do. But let's see. Divine, can you give me clarity? What is movement, choices, and decisions? So we have patience. So something most certainly is going to take some time. It has taken some time for something to come to pass, for something to blossom into full, shall we say, full term. So I feel like there's very fine significance of transformation here as well, from a seed to a stemmed flower, as an example. But I feel as if the movement, the decisions, and the choices that you're making now are rooted and grounded on something stable, because you have a firm belief that this isn't where you were planted, and like I feel like you were possibly replanted. So movement, you were moved, and I feel like with movement, it took some time for you to get used to this pot, to get used to this new soil, to get used to this new space. So I feel like there's going to be a new space that you're getting ready to walk into, and I feel like this is meant to disrupt your current space. Your current state of being cannot go to where you're getting ready to go. There's shifting that is happening, especially with the tower coming in place. Divine, tell me about the tower here. Yes. So we have triumphant success, essentially the Ace of Swords. I feel like this is definitely founded on some sense of truth for you. And I feel like the truth is this is always where you were meant to be. This is right where you belong. I feel like this is possibly even a more elevated, higher version of yourself that you're getting ready to connect to, that you're getting ready to get familiar with as well. But I feel as if you don't want to get too familiar with that, because I feel like there's something else that's also getting ready to come into you for you as well. Because I do feel like growth, elevation, those are all continual changes. I do feel like you'll be able to rest easy in this space a little while, but I feel like this distraction, or this disruption is coming in to shift some things around in your life, especially your mental process with conflict and defeat. Because I feel like in some capacity you thought maybe because you started something that you didn't finish it, or you didn't complete it, you weren't or you felt as if you weren't good enough. I feel like that's getting ready to change, because I feel like you're getting ready to pick something back up, and you're about to see something through. Divine, tell me about conflict and defeat. Okay. So we have sacrifice. So hangman type of energy here as well. And then we have another card speaking on foundation. So a firm foundation. So this is something that more so dwells within. I feel like you're seeing yourself from a different angle. I feel like you're seeing yourself the way that you used to, because this version of you, or the version that came before this transformation, that was all a carbon copy of many different people you were connected to. And I feel like you really held your light back. Not that it got extinguished, but I do feel like it was very, very hidden, very dim. And I feel like the only time you felt safe was when you were on your own to release that light. 44 for some of you all could be significant here as well. Divine, tell me about foundation and achievements here. Okay, so we have moving on. So 6 of Swords type of energy. It's almost as if be not conformed to this world, but be transformed. How? By the renewing of your mind. We have triumphant success, which speaks about like the Ace of Swords, speaks to the mentality, clarity. And then we also had, conflict and defeat, which also speaks to the mental process, of the mind, the way you could possibly think or feel about yourself. And then we have moving on. So there are definitely strong changes that are beginning to happen within you. We have 4, 5 as 6, as well as a chronological synchronicity. So that may be significant for some of you all as well. But the changes that have happened in your life are all suited and meant for you to be guided in a different direction in your life. I feel like this also has something to do with something that you possibly prayed about, something you asked for, something you're manifesting, something you believed in outside of yourself as well. Okay. We have the sacral chakra as well, as I speak about manifesting. So I feel like something most certainly is coming into creation, because that is the space of, creation, especially when two opposites attract. Okay. Divine, can you give me some energy associated with this reading? Okay. So we have my boo. So official status, exclusive relationship, seeing each other openly. We have karmic, so third party relationship lesson. What else is here, Divine? Thank you. We have red flagged. Okay, so warning signs, take heed, risky situation. And lastly, we have the cleanse. So detox, ready, negativity, purification. I feel like that literally says it all. I feel like for you, a cycle is complete. And this was directly attached to one particular individual. I feel like with one person, you began to really see them for who they really were. Because I feel like a cycle, this was round and round and round. I'm seeing that recycle sign with the three arrows. So this is something you could have possibly done 3 times. This is something that could have been done 3 years. Divine, clarify karmic for me here. But you saw the signs and you removed yourself from this situation. So yeah. So player, playing the field, not looking to settle, seeking options. I feel like this is somebody who couldn't have been very serious with you. Someone who played one way in your face and then played another way in somewhere else. Hence player, giving me 2 different type of energies. This is almost giving me somebody who is doing enough to satisfy over here and doing whatever else they want to satisfy themselves in another space. It just seems like somebody was never truly satisfied with one particular person. Divine, give me one more for this, please. Thank you. And then we have harmony. So balance, peace, as well as happiness. So I feel like you've learned the lesson here. And I feel like because you learned the lesson, I feel like you're able to reap the rewards of your own energy. Nothing is blocking anything anymore. Nothing is getting in the way of anything anymore. Nothing's deeply rooted. I feel like there's somebody here who has really truly gone through their state of healing. As you continue to go through, I feel like you're just in a really good place in your life. Divine, clarify my boo for me here, please. And we have fed up. So over it, not having it, as well as frustrated. So this is definitely somebody that you were no longer willing to play any games with. I feel like you were tired of them, and then you were chained to them with chained, codependency, unhealthy attachment, as well as weighed down, given another form of a karmic energy. This is something that you possibly felt a slave to, like you felt like you had to give to this particular space because of the love that you have for this person. But I feel like those days are over, and I feel like this is just simply telling a narrative and the reason why you are in the space that you're in, and to remember who you are and the gifts that you have, because it's through your gifts you are really going to manifest some sort of potential that you have to be very stable. This could be your main source of income as well. Divine, tell me about red flagged here. Okay, so we have legal. So court, paperwork, and file. This is definitely somebody that you could have filed a separation from, and it is that serious. I feel like you honestly felt as if you possibly married the wrong person, or this is a person that you no longer love because of how treacherous they've become. But I also feel like this is something that is caused strictly by the actions of this other individual, because I feel like maybe you still do love this individual, but you can't allow anyone to just treat you any kind of way, because I feel like you possibly gave someone chance after chance after chance, because there's a cycle here with karmic. There's definitely cycles here. Divine, give me one more for legal, please. Yeah, TikTok's time's up. Deadline, procrastination, too busy. Somebody could also be trying to halt or prolong some sort of legal process as well. Because I feel like they're maybe even trying to hide money. We have repo. Yeah, they're trying to hide money. They're trying to hide something. Default on payments, financially incapable, repossess assets. It's almost like if somebody, can't visibly prove that they have whatever they have, it can't be accounted for. So it just feels like somebody may even possibly, just a sidebar, be trying to hide something. And that's why they're trying to prolong some process, hence deadline as well, or procrastination too. Divine, clarify the cleanse here. So we have turn. So party, animal, sex, drugs, and alcohol, surface pleasures. At this current moment, you could be staying to yourself. You could feel that this is something necessary for your spirit, or even for your best well-being. It has nothing to do with being like celibate or anything like that. It doesn't come with any type of religious aspects. It just feels like you feel at this current moment you need to be to yourself, get rid of some things, cleanse your energy, and not allow any other space to enter into you, or you enter into anybody else. Okay, Divine, last one, please clarify one more time. Yeah, so we have penny pinching, saving yourself, financial struggle, saving up as well as budgeting. It's not giving me financial struggle. It's giving me saving, you're saving yourself in some capacity as well. And then we have liftoff. So fast action, progression forward, the wait is over. I think this card has come out every reading for the past few days. So there definitely is growth here. It's something about detachment. Like when you get to yourself, when there's less distractions. I feel like you've always had some sort of belief system that was founded for you within, and it had nothing to do with how you practice that externally. I feel like your real true beliefs are your core beliefs that you have within. These are the things that you don't discuss with anyone. But I do feel as if there's someone, once you get to yourself, once you separate, once you heal, once you have clear mind, you're going to see growth. You're going to see elevation, even if that is only within yourself. But it's also giving me an energy of people who have been without. If you've been without, this is a good opportunity to be within. Okay, I feel like this is a very positive time for those who have really been doing the work. Divine, what is the overall message here? Okay, so first we have coming out the High Priestess, and then we have the Page of Wands. Okay, so there's something here immediately. I'm hearing trust the plans. And I feel like you know what the plans are. And I'm even hearing, for I know the plans that I have for you, plans to prosper you. It's positive things that are happening here. This is not meant to, it's almost like a reassurance, almost as if the things that you're going through right now, this is not punishment. And I know it possibly feels like that, but the message is this is not punishment. It's actually really molding you, shaping you, making you. I feel like this is the proving ground. This is the shifting. This is just a moment. It's a moment, y'all. Things are moving into place. Things are getting ready. When you move into a new home, there's a waiting period before you're able to move into that new home. When you move into a new apartment, there's a waiting period before you moved into that apartment, because it has to be prepared. There's something about preparation here. Okay, so trust the plan with the High Priestess and the Page of Wands. Divine, move forward, please. Trust the plan. We have the Page of Swords, and then we have the Nine of Pentacles. Trust the plan. Trust the plan. There's a reassurance, honestly, that you can trust the plan, but it most certainly is something about being an individual, your soul independence. I feel like this is all based on what you believed in as well. I feel like, once again, with the Page of Wands and the Page of Swords, with clear mind and clear thought, you can manifest some sort of potential. The Page of Wands is all about action, but it's also in some way in this moment giving me a mini magician, some form of trickster, but not in a bad way or not a nefarious way, but someone who is able to manipulate, manifest. Okay, Divine, tell me about the Page of Wands here. I'm interested. Okay, so we have the Justice that was at the bottom of the deck before the reading, giving 11, but looking like the Roman numeral 2. We have the High Priestess being the number 2 as well. So it seems like something is imbalance. I feel like this is something you, excuse me. I feel like this is something you possibly knew or felt was coming your way with the High Priestess as well. So maybe you prepared yourself, preparation, once again, with the Page of Wands, being prepared to actually move into a space that you've earned, something that you've been waiting for here as well. Divine, tell me about the Justice. King of Cups, and then the Four of Swords. Yeah, I feel like you really truly earnestly prayed about something. This is giving me, a prayer answer, and I feel like it's possible that the answer to your prayer is some form of yes. Like, I feel like it's just in due time with the King of Cups as well as the Four of Swords. I feel like this is something that you really meditated on, that you really prayed about, and I feel like this is something you also knew that you would have to wait for. So it's something here about patience here as well, especially with the King of Cups. Definitely something here about patience. I'm also hearing in due season, we shall reap a harvest of blessings if we faint not. So the race is not given to the swift, but is given to those who endure to the end. So something here about your endurance. Divine, tell me about the Nine of Pentacles here. Okay. So the Two of Wands as well as the Knight of Swords here. So there most certainly is something here about quick action. So I feel like for you, when you get separated, but it's something about when you get real secure, things are about to happen quickly. So it's like quick shifts, quick changes. I feel like with the resources, the newfound resources that you will come into connection with, I feel like you'll be able to move forward with the plans, the Two of Wands as well as the Knight of Swords. I feel like this is something you are going to take quick action on, and there will be no hesitation, because this is something that has already been in the works with the Page of Swords and Page of Wands. This is something that you've already been doing. And I also feel like with this is going to be some upgrade. So an upgrade for some of you all could be significant. Divine, one more for me here, please. So we have the Star. Yes, things are about to shift very quickly. I feel like what you are coming into is belief. You're coming into alignment that you can actually do what you said you would do. And I feel like you saw some sort of potential with that. It's like maybe you were, let's just use YouTube as an example. Maybe you felt called to put a channel out there. And when you first started out that channel, maybe you posted for a week and you didn't get much attention, but maybe it was something that you posted within the second week that started to garner you some sort of viral success. So it's something about being consistent, because you never know when it can happen. You can ask many different YouTubers, like you can ask them about the views and you can ask them about the subscribers. It's an up and down hill. It's an up and down battle. And that's why I tell people, don't worry about the views. The views will come. All you need to do is be consistent, because if you feel as if you're called to do this, your gift will make room for you, and it will show you if you're right or not. So I feel like it's something about trust here as well. You can do it. You most certainly can do it, because I do feel that there is a shifting happening, and I feel like it's vibrating on the level of which those who, if you believe you can manifest something, you will match the frequency. Divine, can you tell me about outcomes here, possibilities? So we have the Fool, and then we have the Ace of Pentacles. Talk about possibilities. I feel like some of you all are in a space with the Ace of Coins or Ace of Pentacles and the Fool, where you're about to get an opportunity to honestly start fresh. It feels like a fresh opportunity. This could be something that you are spinning the block on, an opportunity, not a person. You could be spinning the block on an opportunity, and this time it feels as if this is something that you will have lift off with, that this is something that will be elevated high and lifted up, and something that will work out for you. Once again, I feel like this is something that you also prayed for, and I feel like you are going to get an opportunity to be faithful with what you prayed for with the Fool as well as the Ace of Pentacles here as well. We also have the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck here as well. So I do feel like all in all, this is going to be very fulfilling to you. Not only is it going to start the process of something being very stable for you and something that you will have longevity for you, because I'm also seeing the Ten of Pentacles. I also feel as if this is going to be something that's very emotionally fulfilling for you, because with the Fool coming in as well, this is a fresh new start, and this could be a start after leaving another particular situation. This could be a job, this could be another type of environment, this could be a person, place, thing, or whatever. But I do feel like after that thing, after whatever it was, you're off to a new start. Divine, can you tell me more about the Fool and the Ace of Pentacles? Because there's something very significant. I just saw the Queen of Pentacles. So there's something very significant about you taking quick, swift action, being bold and confident in the direction that you're going, especially with the Knight of Wands coming out. You know, I feel like there will be this there's this space of the unknown, but I feel like we're being challenged and called to do it anyway. I feel like doing it anyway honors who you are. It honors the gift. It honors the divine. It honors your lineage. It honors your ancestors. You know, I feel like it aligns with where you're wanting to go. And I feel like we're being called to step out of this fear thing, because the same type of, you know, the same loyalty that we give to these work environments that we don't own, because you don't own them. At any moment, if they wanted to, they could get rid of you. they could quote unquote replace you. Are you yourself replaceable? No, I believe every individual person is irreplaceable because every person brings a different type of vibe, a different type of thing. But I feel like there's something about creating your own. Creating your own. This is something that no one will be able to take away from you. Divine Knight of Wands here. So we have the 9 of Swords with the 2 of Cups. It's this thing about doing it anyway. Because I can understand, of course, the unknown. It's a very interesting thing because you don't know what you're going to get. But there's also something about the unknown that is familiar to you. Because if it's already written, that means that it's already been done. The energy for it has already been created, and that's why you're guided. That's why you feel led, sometimes to go down a particular path, a particular situation, to look up a particular thing. I feel like you are about to also get some form of intuitive nudges here as well. That's really going to connect with you. That's really going to make a lot of sense to you. And I feel like with the World coming in at the bottom of the deck, you're going to be able to do anything. It's like, no, I'm not trying to sell anyone a dream or anything like that. I'm a firm believer that if you thought of it, if it came in your mind, if you saw images of it, if you've been dreaming about it, you can do it. I feel like it's just all a matter in choosing whether you want to do it or not. And I feel like that's the space where we begin to honestly connect and we begin to understand, hey, if either I'm going to do it or I'm not. And I feel like that's where we also are. We're at this moment where I personally feel the divine is like, okay, are you going to do this or not? Because I got such and such over here who's going to do it. They're going to do it different. Because I feel like you're going to have one of those type of moments where you could possibly look up and somebody is doing the very thing that you said that you wanted to do. And, you'll be sitting off on the sidelines looking salty because then you'll be telling yourself, damn, I should have just trusted myself. Yeah, I actually agree. Pisces Soul Tribe, that was your reading. Hopefully this message resonates with you in some way, shape, form, or fashion, and you're able to take something from it that you could use. Of course, if there is anything that you need from me, anything, you can find those details down below in the description box. And as always, my good people, remember to conquer this day and see you in the network. Bye, guys.